All right, this is 4.1, day 2, part 3. We want to find the complement and the supplement of this given angle pi over 4. So we've graphed pi over 4 already. Here is 0 radians. Split up into 4 equal parts, so there's our theta. And we want to find the complement first. So what would be the complement? How much more do I need to get to pi over 2? Another piece of this pi over 4. If you're not comfortable with seeing that, do what we did yesterday and take what you want, a total of pi over 2, subtract out what you're given, pi over 4, and then what you're left with is that other piece of the pi. So we would take pi over 2, minus out our given, pi over 4, and possibly the uncomfortable piece is now unlike denominators with this. We have to convert these to like denominators, so I'm going to increase the numerator and denominator by 2. So now this is 2 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, which is pi over 4. So that's what this blue distance is right here. So pi over 4 radians. Now let's talk about the supplement. Supplement we want to add to pi. So now here's pi over here. I need to figure out what is that distance. How much angle measure is that? 3/4 of a pi, yes. And again, they're not all going to be this nice. So the concept is take now your total pi, 180 degrees, subtract out what you're given in the red, pi over 4, and what you're left with will be your supplement. So convert it to like denominators. So 4 pi over 4 minus pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4. So the supplement, that piece in the green, is 3 pi over 4. All right, find the complement and supplement of 2/3, 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3. So let's think about graphing it first so we can visualize it. So let's talk about splitting up this top half, the first 2 quadrants, into how many pieces? 3. There's my initial 0 degrees. There's my 3 pieces. How many am I going to take with me? How many pieces of the pie? 2 of them. And take 1 pi over 3. I have to come over here to 2 pi over 3. So there's my angle, theta. So what's the complement?
None.
None. It's too big, right? It's past that pi over 2. So there isn't a complement. Nope, can't have a negative either. There just isn't one. Now let's talk about the supplement. Pi over 3. I need that last piece of the pie, right? So this distance from here to here is pi over 3. You could use that same process like this example, where you could do your subtracting if you want to. Or just look at what am I left with to get over to this pi. So my supplement would be pi over 3. Last question. Now we're not talking things that have pi in it as a measure. It's still a radian measure, but now it's a decimal radian measure. So let's talk about graphing that 1.6 radians. So earlier we already kind of talked about what is the value of 2 pi and what's the value of pi in radians. So what was 2 pi again?
6.28.
6.28. 2 times 3.14, so 6.28. And pi, we know, is 3.14. So now let's go to a half of a pi.
1.56.
So what is pi over 2? 3.14 divided by 2. Ooh, 1.57. We're pretty close, aren't we? We are really close to 1.6 radians. So if we want, yes, but we want you to keep the values over here, the complement and supplement, in radian measure. So let's graph 1.6 radians. So we said pi over 2 is approximately 1.5 radians. We have to go a little bit more than that. Do you agree? We have to get to 1.6. So here's my initial. I'm just right over that. So there's my angle theta. So is there a complement?
Yeah.
Nope, no complement again. Now I have to figure out what is the distance from this terminal side to pi. Now you have to pretty much use that subtraction method. So take your pi, subtract out 1.6 radians. So what is 3.14 approximately minus 1.6? 1.54. Approximately. Radians. Gotta put those words in there. Alright, there's our lesson for today. An extra piece to your assignment that's not in your textbook. This is pulled from an IB textbook. We want you to go out and find the angle measures from this chart from degrees to radians. So you can do it two ways. Either you start to know them offhand, like what we've been doing, or use the formula. Convert it from degrees to radians. So I'll do a few of them with you, and then you're going to complete the rest of the chart on your own. So let's talk about 0 degrees. What's the measure in radians? 0. 45, we talked about that a lot today. 45 degrees is also pi over 4. We talked about 90 degrees a lot. Pi over 2. Okay. I'm going to let you finish those.